So here we are in the practice room. We have our space. We're going to do some high camera footage to actually pay attention to just how fast this happens. Now, before we go any further, I have to ask, why do you have a cat? Are we actually dropping him? Like, what's...
He's curious too.
Alright then. What we're going to be starting with is the same thing that we started up there, but we're going to pay a little bit closer attention. We're going to start by dropping this, and see, do they actually land at the same time? Is this something that's worth paying attention to? And if so, how fast is that? So we took a look, and we found out that, as you guys could just see, yes, these objects were pretty much landing at exactly the same time. And when we looked at the numbers, we found that that number was hovering around 0.45 seconds, which was pretty dang consistent over all of the trials that we did. So I'd say that, yeah, this is definitely something that's weird and unique about paper, and if it's not paper, it falls really fast, but if it is paper, not so much. So let's take a look and get, for comparison, how fast paper falls comparatively. So we took a look, and while the eraser still fell at just about the same speed, the paper took about 3 times as long to land, averaging at around 1.5 seconds. So this is definitely a huge difference. And the question is it just the paper? If we pay attention to something else that might look like paper, or be shaped like paper, is it going to be the same?
Like what?
Well, like for instance, I have over here a bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to be comparing this. This is not very visible, but this is essentially a plastic sheet. You can see it's the same shape, it's the same size, but which one's heavier?
The plastic's definitely heavier.
So, it's heavier, but it's the same size. So let's see if that makes a difference when we compare with the eraser, just like before.
Okay.
As you guys could see, a lot like last time, the eraser was the first thing to fall. However, the plastic sheet actually did act a lot like paper. It took a lot longer to fall. But, interestingly enough, it didn't fall actually nearly as slowly. You can see from our numbers that it actually was only 0.8, 0.9 seconds. It was twice as long as the eraser, to be sure, but that's quite a step up from 3 times. So, looking at this, we can say that, yeah, the shape does matter, but maybe the weight matters too. Let's take some more data and compare it with something else that looks a lot like paper in shape and size, but is not at all like paper. So, in regards to this, these are really, really close in weight. I'm having a little bit of trouble. I think the aluminum foil's worse. What do you think?
I think it's the aluminum foil too.
Alright, so if this is shaping up, we might see the aluminum foil falling faster. Let's take a look. So much like before, we found that the object that was shaped similar to paper ended up falling a lot more slowly than any of the other things. If we take a look at the numbers, we can see that the paper was acting just like we saw it in the previous trials, with around 1.5 to 1.7 seconds. But the tinfoil was falling at about 0.2 seconds faster. Not much faster, but then again, it wasn't much heavier. So I think that we're definitely seeing a trend here, where the heavier something is, the faster it falls. So we're going to get one more run, take a look at some other off-the-wall materials. with some different weights so that we can actually compare these and take a look at what we get. So for our final trial, we took a look and we saw that this fell much faster than this. So construction-wise, what are these made of? Well, this is construction paper. This is a program flyer, and
It's pretty heavy.
it is pretty hefty, right? Compared to this,
Oh my goodness, yeah.
much lighter. Now, if we look at our numbers, well, the flyer fell in 1 second. That was pretty much faster than everything except for the plastic so far. On the other hand, the construction paper was our second slowest thus yet. I mean, look at this, is we got 1.3 to 1 second, so let's say maybe 1.2. Bit slower than paper, bit faster than tinfoil, but if we actually look at how much this is, I'd say that this is just a little bit lighter than the construction paper.
Just about.
Just barely, right? Which makes it sense that it's on par with the aluminum foil. So, I think that we've pretty much settled this. We've got a solid acting hypothesis, and that is that assuming it's shaped like paper, how fast it falls is going to depend definitely on how heavy it is.